Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the ADK channel. Today we're going to be checking out a band called Gorod, and the song is The Orb. Tech death metal. There we go. Should be interesting. Let's go check it out.
And the
Okie dokie. Sorry about the internet there for you guys. I think it dropped out a little bit at one point, so you may have had some video or audio issues. But hopefully it resolved it enough time so you actually saw enough of the video. Right, so there we go. So was it Gorod? Was it? Is that how you call it? Gorod.
Yeah, Russian word.
Okay, I just thought it was like one of those guys from Mortal Kombat. Wasn't that like, or was that Goro or something? I don't know. Gorod. Right. I'm gonna let you know what, Kirk. You can take the lead on this one today. Give your first thoughts. As this was something you were looking forward to.
Yeah, before I start, I did find great enjoyment watching Andy throughout that video to try and work out if he liked it. Which we'll come to.
Well, can I just say, Dave mentioned technical problems. My video froze at 2 minutes 15 with a great shot on the bass player. So
same here. Yeah, did the same thing as well.
I don't think anything particularly interesting happened after that. But yeah, the video
was more of the same.
Carry on.
Yeah, so this is actually going to be the Scream Blast Repeat album of the week. The week beginning Monday, the 27th of March. So I always look at a short list of 8 candidates, and I went into this with a bit of apathy. I've not had a good experience with the top level tech death bands of the last few years. I tend to listen to 3 songs on an album and then soon lose interest. These are a bit like that Australian tech death band Psychroptic. They do hold my interest. I just love the effulgence of the guitars. You know, those circular patterns that they're playing. They're so complex, but there's so much melody in there. I love the start of this as well. It actually starts like a piece of French synthwave, doesn't it? With that synth drone at the beginning. And it introduces each band member in the video as if it's like a 1980s video game on an Atari. The song itself, though, do you know what surprised me about this? Is the one song that actually does have similarities with Gojira. Certainly the vocal approach. And there's even melody. You know that first verse? They're not playing guitar distortion, are they? But if you listen, there's some really complex picking going on there as well. And I just like how they really just keep it within a progressive metal realm, actually, don't they? I don't think you hear much death metal in this song, whereas on other tracks on the new album, which is called The Orb, you certainly do, and there's blast beats in there and really strange time signatures and unbelievable shred patterns and great invention, especially from the bass. You know, there's a lot of jazz grooves in there, if that indeed even exists, a groove in jazz music. But yeah, this song just took me by surprise because it's colourful. When you listen to death metal, Dave, you normally just know it's going to be black and grey, don't you? This, I'm seeing scarlet and orange and yellow and turquoise, and I think that's actually quite for them, it's quite a simple structure, this song. There's a clear chorus to it. And then finally, what I will say about this new album, I've read through the lyrics. If you do listen to this album, have the lyrics in front of you. These are really impressive. Each song is talking about a different solar god from a different religion. So, for example, there's a song on here which is talking about the Hindu solar god. The final track is talking about the Aboriginal solar god. Doesn't actually mention the Roman solar god, the famous Sol Invictus, or the war god, as he was known as the patron of the Roman Imperial Army. But absolutely fascinating. And this reminds me, if you had basically like that English prog metal band Luna's Call, they sound similar to them, and even Atheist. I mean, Andy, were you ever into Atheist?
Not the first album, because they were sort of, the big artists from Florida, along with Death, and there's links to Cynic and Death, and they're on Roadrunner, but I just thought it was a bit too highbrow for me. There are a couple of tracks I can take from that first album which I quite liked, but no, I never really got into them. Despite the cool name, there was only a few that I really sort of liked, but as an album and the band as a whole, no, not for me.
They probably invented technical death metal, but yeah, for me, what I'll just say before I pass it back and finally zip it is, this really surprised me. It's refreshing. It's tech death that I can listen to, and the album is full of surprises. It's not just 260 BPM with every instrument shredding at maximum speed. There's really a lot of effort gone into the songwriting.
Cool. All right, Andy, your thoughts?
Disappointing, to be honest. You raised it as a technical death metal or tech death, and it wasn't really, was it? Whether this is indicative of this album you're reviewing, I don't know, but it was sort of prog, wasn't it? would you say prog metal,
There's more
progressive metal?
progressive death metal.
Yeah. I mean, the video was probably the best part of the whole package that we've just sort of witnessed. You know, I like the laser show. You know, the bass had a really cool guitar. Really cool bass. I picked up on the intro as well, sort of 8-bit 90s video game style. You know, with a visage of each character or each band member, should I say? I'm glad the vocals changed from that spoken word at the beginning, because they were pretty unimpressive from my point of view. But I did enjoy the vocals, and you can't dismiss the high musicianship these guys have got. Maybe I should check out one of the faster, heavier tracks that hopefully is on the album, but I didn't think this was sort of powerful enough to be called sort of technical death metal. But it's an example of perhaps another angle this band takes, but that wasn't for me.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a tech death band, and this is a prog metal single, isn't it? From a tech death album. It's probably equal measures, but yeah, Dave, what did you think?
Okay, so I'm just going to set a scene from my head just to help you out here. So whenever I do reactions on Dave Does, there'll be days when I'll plan to do a reaction, and I wake up and I'm like, I know that I'm not going to be in the best of minds to do a genuine, honest reaction or something like that. And today's probably one of those days because I'm absolutely exhausted. So going into this reaction, it needed to be something special for it to make me stand up and go, wow, okay, this is really cool. This is invigorating me. Unfortunately, it weren't. So
I think I can echo exactly what you're saying, Dave. Another day I might have been more positive about this.
So I'm now trying to think of the problem is when you feel tired and you do a reaction, you just find you're either it's for it or you're not. There's not really lots of detail behind that. You're just like, I'm just not feeling this. But I'm trying to now think about it and go, well, actually, what were the good things about it that I did like? So it's a death metal Tron show that we got there, wasn't it? It was a heavy metal band in the Tron universe. Is that what that video was? Which I liked. I liked the video. It was very cool. I actually liked the clean vocals. I actually quite liked that. But I was glad that he threw in that kind of the death metal element of the vocal in there. Otherwise, I was like, there's no element of death metal in there whatsoever until that vocal came in. It felt more groove metal most of the time for me. There was much more of a groove to it, which I quite liked. It went on way too long. I know it was only 5 minutes, but I was bored out of my mind by 3 minutes. I was like, this song's done the repetitions, it's done the rotations, and I've had enough now. Until then, the solo came in at the end, and he was doing some really nice flourishes. You guys didn't see that on the video, but I did. But the solo was actually really good, very technical. They are very good technical players. It was a very well structured track. But I also knew going in after about a minute into this, I'm like, there is not one song that I own out of my 10,000 MP3s on my hard drive that sounds like this, and there's a reason, because it's just not my style of music. And that's a very difficult thing to do if it's a style that you never listen to suddenly go, oh yeah, I really like that. Occasionally it happens, but unfortunately I was like, there's just nothing to make me go, oh, I want to just listen to this now and put it on and rock out to it. Could you rock out to that? I feel like you're spending too much time thinking about the bloody song.
Difficult. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because that actually is a song, one of the few songs on the album that has a lot of room, a lot of breathing space.
Yeah.
The others, it's so fast and frenetic, and the rhythmic element is so immaculate and so well executed. But you just it's as if your body is permanently tense, and you're looking for something that will just relax you. A groove as you would look for in the song. And there are some in there, but it might lead to frustration. But just on that last point, when you said sometimes if you're exhausted and you have to listen to something, you're going to be overly critical. With me, it's if I'm tired, I've got a deadline, and I've got to review a black metal album. That seems to be the genre for me, where I kind of take it out on that genre when I'm just like, oh, these tremolos are just. They just sound like they're from 1991. The lo-fi production's crap, and I end up taking a step back, thinking, no, I need to review this and give the artist a bit more time and patience. So yeah, I completely understand where you're coming
And
from.
that's why that's why I also gave it to you first, to give me time to have a think about it. Otherwise, my first feeling was like, just didn't like it. But then it's not that they're a bad band or anything like that. They're very good at what they do. It's just not for me. It's not my style. If it's one of those like if we were doing an album review, this is a trade it for me.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a bin it. It's a trade it because it's just not my thing. I'd give it to someone else to listen to because it's a very good album, or good song, just not my stuff. Anyway, there we go. That was Gorod and the Orb. I'm not going to explain this on every other video we're doing today. There, just on the first one. But if you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on, or we'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.